Many great works of fiction address serious philosophical problems. A personal favorite of mine is Frank Herbert's landmark science fiction novel, Dune. While Dune is acclaimed for its rich world and influence on the science fiction genre, it also seriously contends with the problem of free will. In Dune, the story's protagonist, Paul Atreides, becomes prescient, or in other words, gains the ability to see into the future. He also has near perfect knowledge of the past and the present. This is a result of his genetic history, along with the consumption of a substance called the spice melange and another substance called the water of life. Paul's transformation into a prescient being is remarkably similar to Pierre-Simon Laplace's thought experiment known as Laplace's demon. As we discussed, Laplace claimed that were there a being, some demon or supercomputer or the like, that could know the position of every particle in the universe and had a perfect understanding of the laws of physics, it could perfectly predict what would happen in the future. Laplace uses this thought experiment to argue that the universe is determined. Determinism is the thesis that for any given physical state of the universe, there is only ever one possible way for the future to turn out. This thesis being true would mean that free will is impossible. For the purposes of this discussion, we'll be defining free will as having alternative possibilities and the control to choose between them. As a result of Paul's prescience, he becomes Laplace's demon, demonstrating that Herbert's science fiction universe is determined. At the novel's end, Paul starts an intergalactic war, called the Jihad. Paul starting this war causes billions of deaths. As we discussed in class, free will is central to our understanding of many moral concepts such as blame and responsibility. If the universe of Dune is determined, then Paul didn't have the power to choose not to start the Jihad. This invites us to ask, if Paul's actions were determined due to his foreknowledge, can we find him responsible for the deaths caused by the Jihad? Luckily, Herbert's universe is actually not determined. Paul's prescience is complicated and would take more than a short video to explain. One scene in particular in the novel illustrates Herbert's thoughts on determinism. As Paul is having a vision of the future, he has a realization. Quote, "The prescience, he realized, was an illumination that incorporated the limits of what it revealed. At once a source of accuracy and meaningful error. A kind of Heisenberg indeterminacy intervened. The expenditure of energy that revealed what he saw changed what he saw." Here, Herbert references Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, which states that we cannot know the location and the speed of particles like photons and electrons at the same time. This offers us a powerful counter-argument to Laplace's demon. Even if Paul Atreides, or Laplace's demon, had knowledge of every particle in the universe and had a perfect understanding of the laws of physics, there would still be things unknown to them. This demonstrates Herbert's universe more accurately matches the philosophical thesis known as indeterminism. Indeterminism was first posited by the ancient Greek philosopher Epicurus, who believed that particles that make up the universe sometimes violate the laws that govern them, causing chains of action that can't be predicted. This belief has developed into a position known as scientific libertarianism, which claims that a certain randomness at the quantum level makes determinism impossible. As stated before, Paul's prescience is complicated, but due to the Dune universe being a world where scientific libertarianism is true, Paul has the ability to see possible futures. In the scene referenced earlier, Paul is struggling with whether he will choose a future that will cause the Jihad to happen. He ultimately does choose that future, preferring it to the alternatives. Because Paul has alternative possibilities available to him, and he possesses the control to choose between them, we can say that he still possesses free will after becoming a Laplacian demon, and we can find him blameworthy for all of his actions. And hey, Heisenberg's uncertainty principle is true in our universe too, so we should be inclined to believe that like the Dune universe, our universe isn't determined either.